Today is a premiere on here because we are going to have a guest speaker, and that is Danny from Austria. So instead of a German accent, you are today going to hear an Austrian accent, which may be an interesting change for some of you. Danny is going to talk about an issue that is of some problems for some people in fitness, and that is hemorrhoids, which can be rather uncomfortable when you try to work out or do cardio. Danny now is going to talk about this very problem and show you some solutions.
In this video I'm going to talk about hemorrhoids, weightlifting and cardiovascular exercise. First off, only old people get hemorrhoids, right? Absolutely not. Age has little to nothing to do with hemorrhoids. Everybody can get them no matter how old you are. At least 50% of all Americans have to deal with hemorrhoids at least at one point or the other in their life. And this statistics does not include certain black figures, like people who are too embarrassed to make a doctor's appointment, or other people who just ignore them for far too long. And how do you get them? Well, everybody has hemorrhoids, but when we talk about them, generally mean those swollen lumps just outside of one's anus. They are caused by a circulation problem in that anal region, because obviously they are always, there's always blood flowing into the hemorrhoids, but if a problem in the circulation arises, the blood can't go back anymore and those lumps get bigger. There really are lots and lots of reasons why the circulation might stop working perfectly. Some of them are, for example, bad bowel habits, constipation, diarrhea, for example pregnancy, heavy weightlifting. This is related to the heavy abdominal pressure, high blood pressure for example, aging and also genetics. So the big question is, can weightlifting cause hemorrhoids? And if so, what exercises are to be avoided? The answer is yes, it can, but usually it only makes them grow bigger. It's by far not the most common cause of hemorrhoids. To cut the long story short, the bigger the stress on your abdominal region is, the higher is the chance of making hemorrhoids grow bigger. So this leads us to heavy compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, presses, heavy presses, rows, etc. And during these exercises, abdominal pressure is the highest. And if you're suffering from hemorrhoids, you should obviously avoid these exercises altogether. Cardio is by no means the cure for hemorrhoids, but it is one of the ways to make them grow faster. By taking all of this into account, you should realize that riding a bicycle, for example, is not a good thing to do when you have hemorrhoids. Obviously the hard seat of your bicycle will worsen the situation, and also other kinds of cardio which are pretty intense, like HIIT, aren't a good thing to do. So you should focus on light cardio like mild jogging or preferably walking. You should make an appointment with the doctor as soon as possible. Usually hemorrhoids only become a problem when you ignore them for far too long. And don't be embarrassed to talk about this with your doctor. He gets to diagnose these things all the time. If you weren't avoiding an appointment for months or years and the hemorrhoids don't hurt that badly, your doctor will probably only prescribe you with an ointment, and that's about it. Once again, age has little to nothing to do with hemorrhoids. It's only one small factor. Many people get hemorrhoids and many people have them even below the age of 20. So don't be embarrassed to go to your doctor. It's better to know these things to make the situation better than to ignore it for far too long, which might worsen the situation a lot. Last but not least, I want to point out that nutrition and hemorrhoids have a huge correlation. The number one factor, constipation, diarrhea or bad bowel habits. These are usually always caused by bad nutrition, and if you have a low fiber diet, one obvious measure you can take is upping fiber intake and or water intake. This is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.